We're now live. Okay. So I just wait a few seconds, Paige, just to see if anybody jumps on, because it takes a little while for Facebook to let everybody know that we've gone live. So if people have got their notifications on, then they'll start joining us. But what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of an introduction to everybody who you are. So Paige is one of, she's been with TMB. How long have you been doing your apprenticeship and your traineeship with TMB?
So I've been with TMB for about 3 years, I want to say now, nearly.
Yeah, my God, it's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with what you're doing and why you decided to be a beauty therapist in the first place. What was it, an aspiration of yours always, or did you fall upon it? What happened?
So I actually wanted to go into like the makeup industry and stuff like that. So I went to college, and it was halfway through the course I suddenly realised I was like, makeup isn't a full-time job.
Yeah.
So I thought if I go down the beauty route, it would give me more opportunities for everyday work, and then I could do my makeup like at the weekends, prom season, Christmas parties, that sort of thing. And then also if I wanted children when I was older, I could do it from home. I could go mobile. It leads down so many roads, whereas makeup is just a 3-day a week basically job. But I wanted something that was more permanent and bringing in the money and stuff like that, really.
So long term wise, is that something you want to specialize in long term wise, as in going?
I would like to get further up and go as high as I can with my beauty, really.
Okay, so makeup's still your passion, but you sort of realize that if you did the beauty therapist, like all the groundwork for it, that would then give you a really good thing to fall back on as and when you didn't have any makeup coming in. I think a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, makeup's great, but if you can do everything, and then you learn so much as well when you're doing it. Okay, so tell us about the traineeship. How did you come across the traineeship? Because obviously you started off doing a traineeship before you went on to an apprenticeship, and how do you think that benefited you?
So a few of my friends were actually doing the hair side of things, but my mum was a hairdresser and she was mobile, so I was going with her for so many years, and I kind of got bored. So I was like, I want to do the beauty. So I looked on their on your website and stuff like that, checked it all out, and then I found it on Indeed. But I was already at Urban Calm, which is the salon that I'm at now. And I mentioned to them, I was like, how would you feel about taking an apprentice on? Because if they didn't want to do it, I was a bit unsure of doing it. But they wanted someone. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to apply. And luckily I did get it. But my traineeship was with Bobby. And the class sizes are so much smaller than actually being at college or school. And it was so much easier to learn because of how small the classes were. And I had to resit my English, because obviously with English, that was always my weak point. But because the classes were smaller, it was so much easier if I had a problem to mention it and get seen to quicker. So it just made it so much easier to pass my English there. But it's also the employability side of things that I learned, so communication skills, interview skills, how to write a CV, everything that I use every day now, really.
So like your life skills, really.
Basically.
Okay. So what are the pros of completing a beauty apprenticeship, would you say?
Oh, there's so many things. So I've got friends that actually went to college and they're struggling now to find a placement in a beauty salon because they haven't had any salon experience. So with an apprenticeship, you've got the salon side of things and you've got the college side of things. So you get the best of both worlds. You're already building your client base up because you've got some people coming back to you regularly. There's so many different things. It makes it easier to communicate to people. And you're just surrounded by people that know what they're doing. Whereas if you're at college, there's only that one teacher that knows what they're doing and everyone else is learning. So it's kind of hard to help each other because you don't know everything. Whereas I'm in a salon with so many other people that also do the same things as I want to do. So you kind of take their thing, your thing, college thing, and mix it all together to get your own thing.
Okay.
So your own routine, stuff like that.
So if you were somebody watching this today, okay, what I'm thinking of being in a beauty apprenticeship, because I often get, I mean, before we move on to that, do you think there's any downsides of doing the beauty apprenticeship? And if there is, be honest, you know.
No, not that I can think of. The only thing that I think was a con for me was obviously COVID, because I started just before COVID. So obviously that held me back. And the only other thing I would say is the length of it. So I've obviously been on my apprenticeship for 2 years. Yeah. But then because of all the pros, that's because of the time that we need to be able to do that.
Okay.
So if you was at college, you would be there for a year, but then you'd struggle.
Yeah, sorry, go on, I'm listening.
You would struggle to get that salon placement, whereas doing your apprenticeship, you're in the salon. It's a pro as well, really. So there isn't really any cons to an apprenticeship.
Yeah, okay, because I think I often get young people who might come to us and that one of their things that they always worry about is the length of time compared to like they see like a year at college, but then you do have a good 2 years or 3 years at college nowadays, don't you? Because you've got to do
yeah. I don't recommend college to any of my friends or family that want to go into beauty, really. I always tell them to go down the apprenticeship route just because of how much training I've got. And you're in a salon. That is the best thing, that you are in a salon that knows what they're doing. You're getting that experience, and it helps you when you're wanting to move salons as well, because I've already got that 3 years salon experience, which helps for moving on to the next placement.
Okay, definitely. And I think from an employer's point of view, me being an employer myself, if somebody's got work experience compared to someone that hasn't, I'm always going to pick those person because they've already got a clientele, or they've already got even if they haven't got a massive clientele, I know that they already can communicate with clients and they feel comfortable with that, if that makes sense. The other thing, the other thing is the money. Let's look at the money, because a lot of apprenticeships are, you know, the apprenticeship wage is about £4.56 when you very first start out, and I do sometimes get, well, it's not very much money, and I can earn more if I work in Tesco's 2 days a week and then just do my beauty course. So how have you overcome that with what you've done?
I've just always looked at the positives, really, because if you're going to college, you're there normally 3 days a week. Yeah. And you're not getting paid anything while you're doing that. And they're normally 6-7 hours a day, whereas I do 3 days a week in the salon and then a day at college, and I get paid for all of that.
Yeah.
So then I've got my 4 days or whatever it is off. Yeah, unpaid to do whatever I want. Whereas if you're at college, you've then got to come home, go to work. It's longer days. Whereas I can train and get my money.
Okay.
So why not do both at the same time?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So if you were somebody thinking of becoming a beauty apprentice, what 5 pieces of advice would you give a new person when they're applying for positions?
I would definitely say don't pick beauty because you think it's going to be easy. You need to have a passion in beauty to be able to do it. Quite a few people I've spoken to have said that they're going to pick it just because they think it's going to be easy and practical. It's really not. You need to have the passion to be able to do that and get where you want to go. I would also say that you're not going to be the best beauty therapist straight away. Like, it takes practice, and every single one of my clients has said to me, every time they return, you're getting so much better each and every time. So it does take time, and you do get better over time. Another thing I would say is you need to remember that you're going to be practicing on each other as well. Yeah. So quite a lot of times I'll come in and the girls will have their nails done, but I need to do a manicure, or they've got their toes done and I need to do a pedicure. It's hard because that pushes me back, but then if I was to do that to them, it'd push them back. You need to be in it for everyone and not just yourself.
So it's like working in a team then. You've got to be prepared.
Yeah, you need to be that team and work together, because you're going to hold other people back and they're going to hold you back as well.
Okay. Is there anything else?
And just enjoy it, really. Yeah, it's so much different, because you're there obviously to train, but you're there to make friends as well that could possibly help you in a few years' time, because they've got a few qualifications, and you can share your information along the line, really.
Yeah, definitely. And that's been quite nice, you meeting the other girls that are doing on the same journey as you, I presume. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So was there ever a time when you felt like quitting? And if so, how did you overcome that?
Who hasn't thought about taking the easy route? Let's be honest. It crossed my mind during COVID, because obviously I found it so hard to train online. Beauty is a practical course. It's not like it can be taught over lives and Zoom and with books. It's nothing like, you need to be in person. And I think that's what got me down. I had no motivation, no positivity. And then one day, as COVID was rising, I saw my friends going to college, family going on holiday, and it crossed my mind. I thought, if I just sit here and quit now, it's going to affect my whole life. Like, I won't be able to go on holiday, get a car. It's going to affect everything. And it's just getting your bum up off the sofa and getting your head back in it. I think everyone struggled during that COVID period, but now that I'm back in the salon, I don't regret anything that I've done. I wouldn't quit now.
Yeah, you're glad you actually stuck it and just went, right, okay,
yeah.
I'm going to do this. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you advertise for models in your salon? How does that all work? How do you get your people to practice on?
So I've got my own Instagram page, because that's what I find the most easiest to advertise on. So I put all my posts up on there, and I hashtag everything as well. Because obviously if you search up hashtags, all your pictures come up. But the biggest way for advertising for me is word of mouth. So I always carry a business card from the salon that I'm at with their phone number, address, everything like that. And starting conversations, like I could be walking down the street and I could just start talking. I could talk to anyone. So it's like nights out, I mention someone's eyebrows straight away and then they'll say something. So that's your chance to give them your business card, and it gives them the incentive to ring you as well and book in with you.
And have you gained clients like that, Paige?
I have gained quite a few clients through promoting my Instagram and business cards and stuff like that.
Okay, that's good. So where did you get your business cards made up?
So they were the salon's business ones anyway, and then I just write my name at the top and say to ask for Paige and whatever treatment you want. Because if I was to get my own ones, it would obviously take out the salon, whereas I'm based at the salon anyway. So just use what your salon's already got, whether it's a price list with their phone number on or anything like that, and it just gets the word out about you and the salon.
Yeah, and probably it will help. There's certain people that might not be able to afford your salon prices, as in the other girls. So come to you. Do you get a lot of people that sometimes the salon will push to you if they're too busy when they're doing clients?
Yeah, I do get the odd few clients that don't go with the other girls, but I think it works out quite well because I want to specialise in things that they don't do. So my favourite thing to do is facials and massage, whereas they're quite nails and eyelashes and brows. So it works out quite well. So we normally share our clients out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so you'll get their clients, so when they're fully booked with their nails and the lashes, they'll refer clients to you for right, okay, facials and the other treatments that you offer that they don't want to do. Okay. So most people applying for apprenticeships, what I have found is they worry that all they're going to do is be the cleaner. Has that been an experience for you? And if so, tell me about it.
No. So obviously during your apprenticeship, you will do some cleaning as well. But if you was to have your own salon, you would still have to do cleaning. That's just part of the job. It's like you need to learn about sterilisation, sanitisation. There's so many different types of cleaning that you need to be able to do in different rooms of your beauty salon. It's like you need to have a sterilised room if you're doing microblading, and all your salon needs to be the cleanest at all times. That's what brings people back.
Yeah.
So if I need to scrub that toilet, I will scrub that toilet. I'm not bothered, but you need to keep your salon professional and clean, because that's what brings your clients back.
Okay. Do you do a lot of on the phone as well? Are you when you take calls? Because I think a lot of youngsters, sometimes that's something else that they stress about doing, you know, like being able to talk on the phone. How did you find that when you first started doing it?
When I first started, it's quite scary because obviously I don't really use my phone. If I use my phone, I'm on Snapchat or always texting my friends instead of talking over the phone. So to then talk to customers in a professional manner, it's so much harder than talking to your friends. So I did struggle with that. But then once you've done it a few times, it's totally normal. And they get to know you on the phone as well. So it ends up like you are talking to one of your friends on the phone.
It's just that initial speaking to them, isn't it, when you very first start? So what other skills other than learning the treatments do you think you need to learn and be good at to make a fantastic therapist?
You need really good communication skills. If you can't hold a conversation, then it's just going to be really awkward. Obviously, certain treatments you can get away with not talking. But then obviously when you're on reception, you're on the phone, you need to be able to communicate to your clients. And then you need good retail skills, to be honest with you. Like, if someone comes in and has a lash lift done with you, you're then going to want to promote your lash oil that you've got to help their lashes grow. So you need to be good at your upselling as well, because that brings in so much more business. Even if they don't want beauty treatments in, we get people coming in to buy their brow oils or their nail creams. Like, you need to be able to upsell. So you do need really good retail skills.
How did you learn your retail skills? What, you know, obviously when you very first started on your apprenticeship, I wouldn't have thought you'd had any background on doing that. So how did you get into the habit of doing that?
It's just watching people that know how to do it best. But even silly little things, like I used to take my the book home of all the products that we sell, and I'd sit there every night, like working out what the unique selling point of that product is, to be able to tell people. If you tell people facts about it and that you use it and this is how it works, they're more likely to buy it because you use it and you know the facts behind it.
Yeah, definitely.
So just study your products and know what you're using within the salon.
So now, how long have you said you've been about 3 years? Obviously, we've been right in the middle of COVID, so your apprenticeship's probably taken a little bit longer than most people's, because obviously, mind you, the beauty professional is 2 years, sort of 18 months, to be honest. But you did have COVID stuck right in the middle of it, and you did start a traineeship to start with. But with that in mind, okay. How many clients are you doing now on a regular basis, would you say, on a daily basis?
So before I was literally only doing like 1 or 2 beauty treatments a day, but then my days were so filled up that sometimes it was hard to even have a lunch break. So I've just upped my hours, and now I'm doing 3 days a week, and I get about 15 clients a week in them 3 days that I do. So I'm doing about 5 clients a day.
Okay, so that's good, because that's mean that you're actually, and you're doing facials, aren't you? So they're not short treatments, they're longer treatments, aren't they?
Yeah, I do quite a lot of long treatments. So it is normally the facials and the full body massage and pedicures. So it is all the longer ones that I do, really.
Okay, and that's what you really like doing. So where do you go from here? Now, once you've completed your apprenticeship, what are you hoping to do long term? What's your goals?
So my main goal would be just to get the best I can at the moment. So that'd be my shorter term goal, is just to improve everything that I'm already doing now. But then I just want to get to the highest point as possible. And then hopefully one day might have my own salon, maybe.
Yes, that's your ultimate goal, to actually be a salon owner,
Yeah.
would you say? Yeah, okay. Have you thought about what that would look like, or is this just something way out in front?
I think it's way out at front at the moment. I just need to focus on what's happening now and get the best I can for now, and don't worry about the future yet, and whatever happens happens. But if I put my all in now, eventually I will get to that point anyway.
Okay. So if someone was thinking about being a beauty therapist and maybe at school or college, or just not 100% sure what to do now, what would you say to them?
You just need to work out what you want. It's hard because at the end of school, you're literally 15, 16, and I was in the same position. I didn't know where I wanted to go, but I knew what I enjoyed. And I think that's what you need to do. You need to follow what you enjoy, and don't pick a job just because your mum does it and you think, oh, she does this, because every job has got a good and a bad side of things. So you need to pick something that you enjoy so it's not working all the time. But I would definitely suggest an apprenticeship over college for beauty, because there is so many pros for an apprenticeship over college. Your salon experience, your communication, that you're with everyone every day. But yeah,
how did you get your place at Urban Calm? Did you go round and speak to them initially, or did TMB find them for you?
I was with them doing work experience anyway. Okay. And I just, one day I went in and I was sat down with Sasha and Leanne, who are my employers, and I just went, you know what, I'm not doing the best that I can, and I love to try my best, and I like to push myself that one step further, and college just wasn't doing that for me. So I asked if they wanted to take on an apprentice and would be interested in taking me on. And they obviously said if I looked into it. So I gave them all the details of T&B, what I would be doing. And they were like, yeah, we want to go for it. So I obviously then applied and went through all the application process of T&B. And they got in contact with Urban Calm. And that's just how it went, really.
And from that, so really, one of the things is if you're thinking about doing this, maybe go out there and have a look for some salons that you think you would quite enjoy working and get some work experience. Yeah. Would you say that?
Yeah, and maybe. Yeah, and you've got the whole of summer, so go and get a Saturday job and just give up one day a week just to be in that salon, to get some salon experience and get to know your employers before you actually start your apprenticeship. And if you don't like doing your work experience, you won't like being in there full time. So that might give you a chance to change what road you want to go down and
what salon to go to. Because okay. Thank you, Paige. I know it's Bank Holiday Monday and you've given up your time to come up and speak to people today, but I think it's really important that people actually hear people that are actually doing an apprenticeship, as well as speaking to salon owners who have offered apprenticeship. So it's great to have somebody that, like yourself, that's quite a way down their apprenticeship journey, already 3 years. So you've got endpoint assessment to look forward to. Okay. Have you heard any more about what that's going to look like, or are you just planning it at the moment?
It's just I'm practicing all my treatments at the moment just to get them smack on. And then I don't know when it is, how it's going to be, but as long as I know what I can do, there's nothing better I can do, really.
Absolutely. Thank you, Paige. I've really enjoyed interviewing you today. Okay.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And I'm sure you're going to help a lot of young people make a decision of which way they go. So thank you very much. Thank you, Paige.
Oh, good. Thank you.